Hi, and welcome to Kurrun Primary School. We thank you for volunteering as part of our school. Our school prides itself on ensuring we follow and adhere to all child safe standards. And while you're in a volunteer capacity at the school, you'll need to follow these standards. First of all, I'd like to do acknowledgement of country. I'd like to acknowledge the Bunurong people, who are the traditional custodians and owners of the land. We pay our respects to those past, present, and future elders, and any Aboriginal or Indigenous people joining us today. We welcome you, and we welcome you to our land here at Kurrun Primary School. Our Kurrun Primary School is named from the Bunurong language. Kurrun means wattle. So welcome to our school. So before we get started with the child safe standards, I want to talk about what kind of support is available for you while you're here at Kurrun Primary School in a volunteer capacity. So the first point of call is myself, Yana Payne, and then you can go and see, if I'm not available, then you can go and see Megan Ryan, who is the assistant principal, or Gavin Hughes, who is the principal. We all have an open door policy, and we are here to support you and help you while you're here at Kurrun Primary School. There's also external services that you have access to: Lifeline, Beyond Blue, 1-800 Respect, and obviously your GP or any other allied health professional that you have access to can provide support as well. So in this presentation, I'm just going to give an overview of the child safe standards, so definitions of child safety and child abuse, why child safety is so important, Victoria's child safe standards. Also, I'll go through volunteer responsibilities to keep students safe and our school's child safety policies and procedures. So we've got several policies in place. All policies can be found on our school website. So if you want further information about our policies, you may go to the school website to get more information. So we'll go through the first part is definition. So there's two things that we're going to be talking about mainly, and it's child safety, which child safety includes matters related to protecting all children from child abuse, managing the risk of child abuse, providing support to a child at risk of child abuse, and responding to suspicions, incidents, disclosures, or allegations of child abuse. So child abuse is defined as any act committed against a child involving a sexual offence, grooming, the infliction on a child of physical violence, serious emotional or psychological harm, and the serious neglect of a child. For further information on child abuse, including physical and behaviour indicators of abuse, you may go to the Department's Protect website at Identify Child Abuse. So why is child safety so important? Our school is committed to the safety and wellbeing of all children. We want children attending our school to be safe, happy and respected. The child safe standards recognise that all children are vulnerable. The child safe standards require schools to take steps to prevent child abuse and build a culture of child safety. Schools cannot assume that child abuse does not and cannot happen within their school or school community. We pride ourselves and we prioritise ourselves on ensuring all children feel safe at Kurrun Primary School. So as you can see, there's 11 child safe standards. So the main one I want you to look at is that child safe standard 8, where staff and student and volunteers are equipped with the knowledge, skills and awareness to keep children and young people safe through ongoing education and training. So that's an important standard because we need to provide that training to support you in ensuring that you're able to identify children that are at risk of child abuse, and also being able to have the capacity to be able to know how to report and respond to those incidents of child abuse suspected. Volunteer responsibilities to keep our students safe and our schools' child safe policies and procedures. Here's some further information. So volunteer responsibilities to keep students safe. Volunteers make a valuable contribution to our school community and have responsibilities to keep students safe in our school environments. Our school has developed policies and procedures to keep children safe and to make sure we respond to any concerns. Volunteers must be familiar with and follow our school's volunteers policy, child safety code of conduct, child safety and wellbeing policy, procedures for responding to incidents, disclosures, and suspicions of child abuse. Volunteers policy. Our school's volunteers policy sets out the procedures to make sure that volunteers are suitable to work with children and can make a positive contribution to our school community. The policy outlines the suitability checks required for volunteers, which usually includes a working with children clearance, other suitability checks which may be needed based on the volunteer role, such as references, proof of identity, qualifications, and work history involving children. Our volunteer training and induction processes, management and supervision arrangements, volunteer obligations relating to privacy, information sharing, and record keeping. As part of our management and supervision arrangements, you are to never be left alone with a child. So you need to make sure that either another adult is nearby or another child is nearby to ensure that you are never left alone with a child. This is not only to protect yourself, but also to protect the child as well. In regards to relating to policy and information sharing and record keeping, when you are recording, making records, you are to change the name of the child or not include the child's surname. You are not to take photos of the child and have photos kept on your personal devices of the children. And you are not allowed to use or publish those photos, or if you take photos, on anywhere except for your placement support or for the use of the teacher, and then it's automatically shared to the teacher straight away and then deleted off your phone. School's child safety and wellbeing policy demonstrates our commitment to providing environments where our students are safe and feel safe, tells our community about our strategies and governance arrangements to keep children safe, helps us create a shared commitment to keeping children safe, supports everyone in our school community to know their responsibilities for keeping children safe, and is publicly available. As I've mentioned earlier, our child safety and wellbeing policy is located on our school website, which you are welcome to go and have a look at for further information. So, as I mentioned earlier, all staff and volunteers will participate in child safety and wellbeing inductions and training provided by the school. You are to follow the school's child safety and wellbeing policies and procedures, and you need to act in accordance with our child safety code of conduct. You need to identify and raise concerns about child safety issues in accordance with our child safety responding and reporting obligations policy and procedures. You need to ensure students' views are taken seriously and their voices are heard about decisions that affect their lives. You need to implement inclusive practice that respond to the diverse needs of students, including those that are most vulnerable, which are children that are of Indigenous background, children who are from other cultures, children who are LGBTQI+ from the community, and any students that have disabilities. We are a child-safe organisation which welcomes all children, young people and their families. We are inclusive and make sure that children and everyone that attends our school feels safe when they are on our school grounds. We are committed to providing environments where our students are safe and feel safe, where their participation is valued, their views respected, and their voices are heard about decisions that affect their lives. We have no tolerance for child abuse and take proactive steps to identify and manage any risk of harm to students in our school environments. Every person involved in our school has an important role in promoting child safety and wellbeing and promptly raising any issues or concerns about child safety. So, the way we do this is we need to establish culturally safe environments and respond to those diverse needs. Volunteers can support every student to have a positive experience in a safe environment. This includes supporting Aboriginal cultural safety and understanding the diverse circumstances of children and students. Everyone in our school can promote cultural safety in our school community by recognising the link between Aboriginal culture, identity, and safety. Pay particular attention to the needs of students with disabilities, students from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, students who are unable to live at home, international students, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and gender diverse, intersex, and queer students, and Aboriginal students. Our school's Child Safety Code of Conduct provides adults with a clear guide on the behaviour that is expected of them in our school environments and lists acceptable and unacceptable behaviours. It identifies professional boundaries and ethical behaviour. It applies to all school activities, including those that are off-site, which could include school camps and even using digital technology and social media, and is also publicly available. So, who has to follow our Child Safety Code of Conduct? Staff, volunteers, contractors, and any other members of our school community involved in child connected work, including school council members. So, here's a list of acceptable behaviours and unacceptable behaviours. You can have the time to have a look through those in your own time. So it's important to understand the process of responding to incidences, disclosures, and suspicions of child abuse. So, as volunteers, you must not ignore or disregard any concerns, suspicions, or disclosures of child abuse or harm. You must report any concerns to a teacher or the school leadership team as quickly as possible. Everyone has a role to ensure children are safe. If something doesn't feel right, you must speak up. So we've got our 4 critical actions for schools when responding to incidences, disclosures, and suspicions of child abuse. So step 1 is to respond to the emergency. If the child is at immediate risk of harm, you must ensure their safety. So you do this by ensuring that the source of the harm is removed from the child. You may need to call 000 if there's been an injury or you feel that the child their safety is at risk. You must do the call 000 or call the office, depending on the level of severity. 2, you must report to authorised authorities as soon as immediate health and safety concerns are addressed. You must report your concerns to the principal or school leadership. 3, contacting parents and carers. So the principal and the school will determine who needs to be contacted. You will not be needed to or required to contact parents or carers, particularly if the parents or the carers are the perpetrators of the abuse. And step 4 is providing support. The school will determine the support for children impacted by abuse. If you want some more information, you can see the department's policy in responding to incidents, disclosures, and suspicions of child abuse posters. So, signs of child abuse to look out for. Children and young people can be harmed by other children, students, or adults. Child abuse can include physical abuse, sexual abuse, grooming, serious emotional or psychological harm, neglect, or family violence. It doesn't have to involve physical contact or force. Child abuse can include talking to a child in a sexually explicit way, grooming a child for future sexual activity, including online, experiencing family violence, failing to provide a child with an adequate standard of nutrition, supervision, or medical care. There are a range of common physical and behavioural indicators that a child may be being abused. Identifying and managing child safety risk. Always follow our school's child safety code of conduct. Be aware of the behavioural and physical indicators of child abuse. Look out for any indicators of child abuse in children and young people you work with. Immediately raise concerns about any suspicions of child abuse with a teacher or school leadership. Alert a teacher or school leadership to any other potential risks you become aware of in our school environments. So, information sharing obligations for volunteers. Any student information you become aware of because of your volunteer work must be managed sensitively and in accordance with our school's privacy policy and volunteers policy. You can share student information with relevant school staff to support the student's education, wellbeing, and health, reduce the risk of harm to the student, other students, staff, or visitors. Volunteers must report any child safety concerns that they become aware of to a teacher or school leadership as soon as possible. There are some circumstances where volunteers may also be obliged to disclose information to authorities outside of the school, such as Victoria Police. So, record keeping. Our school follows the department's record management school records policy. While it is unlikely you will be responsible for any school records during your volunteer work, any school records that you are responsible for must be provided to the person nominated in our volunteers policy, which is myself, Yana Payne. So these are the key things that you need to remember. That child safety at our school is everyone's responsibility. Volunteers have a responsibility to always follow the school's child safety and wellbeing policies and procedures. They need to act in accordance with our school's child safety code of conduct, take students' views seriously, especially when they raise concerns or worries about their safety or the safety of a friend. Raise concerns about a child's safety or any inappropriate behaviours in the school community with a teacher or school leadership immediately. Recognise and respect the diversity of the children, young people, and families at our school. Thank you so much for taking the time to participate in our child safety induction. We look forward to working alongside you in your volunteer capacity here at Kurrun Primary School.